Alright, time for another rambly walkthrough of my sound design process. So today we're gonna take a look at this clip. Yeah, let's start from the beginning. So here we have just a click and all the things included in the sequence. Let's go through the individual layers. Just a metal click. Reverb swoosh. Some kind of a metal clink. And a tambourine, of course, for the magic. And then just some low hits for low end sake. And that's also just, I guess that's wind. And then there's like a sword scraping metal sweep panning from left to right. Then this loot box opening starts to play around here. So one of the first layers that come in is this glass. As you can see, I use a lot of Realm and Freak Shifter. I think at this time Supermassive came out, or at least I was new to it, so I tried to experiment with that a lot in this redesign. And if you're wondering what's that cutout there, it's for the just before the explosion, I like to have like a small silence to emphasize the transient and just give a bit more room to the explosion. And just these sweeps, glassy and oof, glassy and reverberated. I don't know if this was something interesting. Okay, crystal glass. Again, brown. So those are pretty much my glass layers. Then we have ice also, which is kind of like just to support the crackling. And here's an ambiguously named layer, loot box. Okay, it's the first one that gets kind of magical. It's a metal barrel, apparently pitched way up. Supermassive Realm frequency shifter. Leading up to the explosion, we have some electric layers. Nothing too fancy. Let's take a look. Okay, some kind of metallic sound pitched up with tremolo, frequency echo, and frequency shifter. A lot of shifting. And apparently automation on like almost everything. Just kind of a build up. Same here. Pretty ear piercing on its own, but it's actually electric sample. You guessed it. Has been frequency shifted up a lot. Let's take a look at the explosion. Let's just go through the and yeah, I think that's the biggest layer in there. And this is a recording in a really long corridor. My friend was scraping these real swords against each other. They make a really cool sound. Yeah, loads of plugins again. I think the frequency echo is doing the heavy lifting here. Without it, it's pretty cool, but it's kind of missing that anime shing and all that. So once you get the shift and delay settings kind of correct, you get this nice wobbly effect to it. And then frequency shifting, pitching, just taking out the transients. I think there was some unpleasant ones in there. Then kind of slamming it with trash and adding some distortion. And this is just a Haas effect to make it wide. And we're just automating the pitch envelope there. Again with the tambourine and some kind of an explosion. After that we get the card reveals, and there's one that's more rare than the others. So for that we have just this very slammed card recording that I made, or recorded. OTT, of course, decapitator, blah blah blah. Completely over the top, but it works with all these other layers. That's the sword in the corridor. Has a nice printed reverb to it. This is a flag flyby from Matthias' library. Just reverberated and muffled a bit. This is, again, a sword impact in the reverberated space. Just some supermassive on it and pitched up a little bit. Okay, this is a metal bowl scrape, pitched up with tremolo. And again, in the corridor or the hallway with the swords. So supermassive and pitched or shifted down, interestingly. Ooh. Yeah, cool. So that's our card rarity layer. On top of that, there's the synths. Just making some kind of a positive run up, and it's a synth preset, just some bells with the crystallizer. That's just a really nice preset from I can show you what it's made of. I did not make this. And yeah, onto the card flips. Here we have the big swooshes. Again, just some really nicely recorded flybys from Matthias' Metamorphosis sample pack or library. Pitched down a little bit with reverb. They're just very nice to fill out the low end, and works really well. Just basic card flip sounds, and then there's this startup sound when the cards kind of start shaking a little bit. So tremolo and supermassive, just automating. Actually automating the delay from supermassive instead of the tremolo. Yeah, then there's these small swooshes. Again, pass-bys, elastic band. But yeah, the whole card flip sequence. And the last thing is to continue. Reversed bell. Really basic, nothing fancy. Of course, reverb. A big low sweep to fill out everything else. And okay, this is a pass by, and it just has ring modulation on it. So without it, just kind of has that right movement, and then 21 times the playback rate for a singing bowl. Yeah, just a high-pitched ping. And this is good old sword corridor. Has a nice movement to it. Let's hear it without the plugins. Yeah, it kind of has the right movement without any plugins even. So then it's just a matter of making it magical with Supermassive and with an bandpass sweep. So fairly simple and effective. As you can see, I'm running out of ideas beyond realm and frequency shifting and Supermassive, so please somebody else make a video about your magic sounds too. Thank you.